All right, ladies and gentlemen, another episode, HUI with HOKA. It's the 22nd of April 2023 with myself, Armin Schmidt, and behind the lens, or not so much behind because we've got two cameras now going, Tim Stevens, the wizard when it comes to technology, media, and whatever else in that regards. And our guest today, the flying Fijian, Carlos Hicks. I'm going to say Nisa Bula Vinaka.
Bula, brother.
Bula means good health, or
it's quite deep, but essentially it's like
the good life.
Yeah, good
That's
life.
another
So Bula is life.
Bula.
Is life. So you're breathing life into each other.
Aye.
That's so nice. Way better than just hey.
Yeah.
What does that mean? It means hello.
Yeah.
It's like kia ora in Te Reo Māori or Atamaria, Morena, whatever you say. It's so much more powerful. It has like a flow to it. However, I wanted to prepare this because of your heritage, you're Fijian. So good health is greeting someone in, here it is, Fosa Whakawhiti?
Fosa Whakawhiti
is the language of the Fijian people.
That's like speaking Fijian. Yeah.
Aye. And I found this, it was Fijian Language Week.
Yeah.
I had to and I didn't quite understand how it links together, but I was like, I know that you're very proud Fijian, and Fijians are, like in general, that's what they say about the people.
Yeah.
But we're going to come to that in a little bit. And I was like, I want to make sure I'm going to give you the respect and your people, by greeting you the right way.
Thank you.
So that is important to me. Yeppa. And before anything, because I was about to list all your credentials, it's a long list. Trust me, Tim, I had to cut it down. But from knowing you, training at the same gym and whatnot, you're a loving father. You are how did I put it down? Caring family man and a loyal partner as well. Shout out to your partner Naomi, who is allowing us to be here today, giving us the time,
Thanks,
which is pretty cool. And I wanted to list a few accomplishments in the beginning. You are the IKBF middleweight Commonwealth champion, South Pacific middleweight champ, IKBF super middleweight champ. You are the king of the ring. For the people who don't know, that's pretty much the most prestigious when it comes to stand-up fighting in New Zealand, Australasia even.
Is that boxing or kickboxing?
Kickboxing. You never seen King of the Ring?
I have never.
Oh my goodness. You fight 3 times in one night, and he fought Blood Diamond in the final. That was in 2017. 18. There you go. And
Watch the fights now, man.
here's another one. You're the first ever, and I underlined this, first ever Fijian to win a world title in kickboxing in March 18, and it was via a KO in the 4th round over Sam Gouch. Koff. Okay. You've got a very respectable MMA record, which is that's the pursuit at the moment. I'm assuming we're going to get to that as well. You're born Fijian in Suva.
Yeah.
And moved to Aotearoa when you were 5.
Yeah.
And started fighting in 2012. You could have been a Fijian rugby player actually, but his job prevented him from doing so because he has a lot of shift work going on.
Yeah.
Sure.
We talked off camera about this. It's like a 7 days a week job basically. It's a lot of time and effort that you have to put in, and because of the crazy hours and whatnot, import-export work, you couldn't make the trainings.
Yeah.
And then one of your colleagues actually approached you saying, hey, I'm doing kickboxing. I think you would be good at it. Give it a notch, just to give it a crack, And this is how your journey started basically. And here we are today, 2023, 45-ish kickboxing fights.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
MMA career is still on the rise. I just mentioned it. And by the way, congratulations, because you just had another MMA bout, 2nd round finish. Victorious at the first ever Cage of Fury. Usually it's Knees of Fury, but this time they put a cage in there. So you fought in there, MMA, over a very formidable opponent to kick your MMA career back off, I guess, or progress again. Is there anything that I forgot or that you would like to mention?
I think that's it.
How does that feel, man? Hearing all your credentials like that.
You forget, really. There's no I was actually in my gym at home a couple of days ago, and I was looking at my trophies and my belts and stuff like that, and you forget each belt, each trophy was like a significant portion of your life.
Of course.
You know, like the lead up, the build up to that, and then it's done, and then now you're reborn. Here's another life now.
Yeah,
you're going like. Yeah, it's a weird thing. Like I was just having a moment. Like I went and grabbed something from my gym, and then I just caught a glimpse of my trophies there, and I was just like, wow, I've done some shit. You know, you know, like I don't carry myself as if I've done anything. You know, I'm just who I was 10 years ago is who I am now still.
Yeah.
You know? So yeah, it was a cool moment. I just like was about to turn the lights off and then I saw my trophies and I was just like, that's crazy how like each of those things was a portion of my life that I dedicated to getting that trophy. You know? Yeah, it was cool.
It's like little pillars, say, of like, oh, I devoted time to this, you know, this medal, or then you see like maybe the title when you became the first Fijian ever. Like, wow, the first ever. Like,
that's pretty cool, dude. Like, not many people get to say they were the first ever at anything.
Yeah.
I came up with that saying.
Yeah.
Probably not, but like, staple proof, absolutely no one ever has HUI.
Yeah, that was.
No one ever has done this. It's pretty, wow. I wanted to ask you, was that ever recognized by your people?
Yeah, it
In
was.
what way?
I had the articles written about me. I had a couple of interviews in Fiji, like over the Fiji media and stuff like that. So it was cool.
Cool, man.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Like the attention itself wasn't really like I didn't really care too much. I was just. My biggest thing was, and this is from when I first started fighting, was I want to make sure like kids in Fiji that have something else other than rugby.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Because Fijians are known predominantly for their rugby skills, right? Like me growing up, I played rep rugby. I wanted to play for Fiji or wanted to play for the All Blacks, you know? So, but me doing that has kind of switch something in a lot of the Fijian kids' minds where actually I want to do boxing, I want to do kickboxing, I want to do
that proof.
Yeah, and that was probably the biggest thing for me was, hey, like look at this, I can do it. You know, like
just wanted to give perspective, you know, and an objective on the situation. Like in Germany, you grow up, it's like, oh, you want to be a soccer player, like that's what you're gonna do. But now it's like branching out in the same, like it's very stereotypical, like this is what you're gonna do. But you know, the world opens up, you know, communication wise, even with social media, you see all these different things. BJJ on the horizon, you know, like people gravitate towards other things now too, instead of just that one thing. Yeah, so that's cool that you hopefully open the door to, for other people, you know, to be like, oh yeah, you don't just have to be rugby, right? Maybe I do something else, you know. But yeah, from knowing you and doing my research, like being a proud Fijian, and the word proud is like pretty significant because you know you carry yourself with a lot of pride, which you should, you know, why wouldn't you, you know, where you come from, what you do and whatnot. But I wanted to get to the root of what makes Carlos Hicks, and I looked up, because I've never been to Fiji. Matter of fact, hands down, you're the only Fijian that I know. So, okay, I looked up photos and this and that, and I was like, how about things that people say about Fijians, and just see if you can approve or what you have to say about it, if that's...
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. So the first thing, and even you probably never like did any research and whatnot, Tim.
Did not.
That comes up now. It's like, oh yeah, I think I heard about this. They are the happiest people in the world, apparently.
Yeah.
Why is that?
I don't know. I think it's just like we're just built like that, really. Like having a free spirit, other people's problems, like what people find as a problem, like it's not really an issue. Like, you know, we get living in New Zealand, living in well-developed countries. You know, damn, I left my charger at home. Crap, like I can't do anything. My phone's flat. Like I'm running out of gas. Like there's a lot of problems that we think are big that people in the islands don't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's why when a lot of Fijians come here, they're super grateful. So when things go wrong in their life, they're like, but I could be still there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just that gratitude, and it's cool being known as the happiest place in the world, because you know everybody that I know are real helpful, real respectful. Like if you need help, and always smiling. Like it's.
I've never seen you like in a bad mood. I think always smiling, always positive.
Every photo I've seen of you, you're smiling.
Yeah. Well, anytime you're on this side of life is a good time. You know, regardless of what you may be going through in your life. Like I'm alive. Somebody just went to sleep last night, didn't wake up.
Talk about that this morning. That's why you had to get turned around. It was a fatal car crash. I'm like, don't worry, man.
Yeah.
It's not you in that car.
Yeah.
I was holding on to that thought for like a few seconds when my car was turned around and I had to go a big detour to like actually get here. And I was like, man, they just doing that. Like, why? It's like, okay, get on the phone, like tell you, just let go, I'm going to get there in time. I can rely on you, it's going to be fine,
Yeah.
It's okay.
So exactly like that. Like this sort of changed your timeline of your day, right? So that's frustrating. Like I got to go around that. But this guy, he's never going home to his family. Like imagine what that must feel like. Imagine telling his family, like, oh, frick, I was late to this thing, bro, because your husband crashed his car.
Yeah. When you say it like that, like, it makes
but that's what I mean. Like, we get mad at things that sometimes is out of our control, but we dwell on it. Like, why? Like, my wife thinks that I'm too laid back about things. Like she thinks that I was super laid back, but I'm always just like, man, if you can't control it, why stress about it?
What's been the biggest thing for you where you feel like you let yourself down and you beat yourself up for a long time?
Probably, it's quite deep. Probably when my parents broke up. But that's a lot of people where like when you come from a broken home. You hold that and then it becomes you, but then you reach a certain point where it's like, I'm a man now. I'm like, I became a man like in my teenage years, where it's just like from when they broke up, it was just like, who's to blame? Which parent is to blame here? Because you hear both sides of the story, and then the kid suddenly becomes the weapon.
Yeah.
And freaking two grown adults doing some shit, So probably that was my. But other than that, like I've made mistakes in my life, which could be regretful. But I actually had like this moment when I was in China where I thought about everything and all the bad stuff that I've done, and I realized, like, if I didn't do any of that, I wouldn't be this person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't be that person. So, I don't really have too many regrets. Usually, I walk away from something knowing that, how some people will walk away like, damn, I should have said this. I don't have that. I say everything that I want to say in the moment, like right here. Right, whether like you like it or you don't like it, the energy you give me, I give you that energy as well. So
yeah, I like that, man.
Yeah,
I really resonate with that. It's cool.
That's the next point actually that I have in here is like that Fijians are always, no matter what. I found so many different like resources on it, like always warm and welcoming, no matter what.
Yeah.
But just to take that back to what we were saying before. You're like, oh, it's small communities, people like, if you look at Fiji, it's like a lot of islands spread out, so it's a lot of small communities, so people, they have to look after each other, like, because there's no other support system. I'm assuming this is where it comes from, like, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, it's true. Like, if you go to Fiji, it's a cool thing, right? So you'll be in your house, just chilling, somebody walks past your house, and then you'll be like, yo, my vayakavi, that's like, come and eat. Like, you don't know this person that just walk past, but you're inviting them to eat because they just walked past your house.
I like it.
You know, and that's cool because it just happens everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, if you're eating something and somebody like is sitting over there, right, you'll be like, hey, do you want some? Like, come and eat with us. You know, even though there's like not enough here, come and have some. Like, take a share of this. That's why, like every time I go back to Fiji, that's never changed. Everybody's always just like, do you want some? Like, come and eat with us. And then if they go, nah, just hurry up, come and eat.
Where else would you have to go and be, you know, like, just come and eat, you know, it's one of the most important things other than the breath and water intake, you know, like, it's so essential to our being.
Yeah.
And breaking bread with someone,
Man.
that saying comes from somewhere for a reason, you know, because it's so important.
100%, especially when you know the food probably isn't just like bought from a store out of the pack. It's not like, hey, have some of this like reheated pizza. It's like you spent some time.
Yeah, there's some love in this food.
Exactly.
Come and share this love.
Share this with you.
Yeah.
It's so much. Just that's something I feel like can be lost essentially in New Zealand. If you know, a lot of people aren't part of the cultivation of their food. You know, and if you are, then I don't know. It's different eating home killed.
I want to share this with you.
Yeah.
This part of me, because I spent time on this. I gave time to this. I want to share this with you.
Yeah, you eat the vegetables that someone sowed 6 months ago. You know, if they didn't sow that seed, I wouldn't be eating these broccoli right now.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Exactly.
Energy. It's all shared.
Energy,
isn't it?
yeah, 100%.
Well, Tim said in a recent episode that, you know, money, no one really owns it. It's just, you know, we all take in turns. But with the energy, it's the same thing. I gave you a bit, then it comes back to you, then you give it to, you know, you just walk past your colleague, whatever, you give him some, you know, just a bit of love, and all come, like, it's all here, everywhere, whatever, you know, floats about.
And it's free, you know, that positive energy is free. Hey bro, that just a compliment goes a long way, man.
Hell yeah, I agree, man.
You know, just a tap on the back, you could change somebody's whole day.
Yeah.
Or like somebody's going through some shit, they're at the end of their rope, and you'll just be like, bro, you're worth it. Like you're, like bro, you're the man.
Just be like, some people are like, what holds people back? I won't send this text out of fear that they don't need it.
Yeah.
Hey man, I hope you're having a great day.
Done.
Like, what's the worst that can happen? I'm having a great day. Hey, why did you say that to me? You know, like, what are they? If they're having a bad day, man.
Yeah.
That's massive. They didn't ask for that.
Because they get into like nobody cares about me.
Yeah.
You know, but it's just like, brother, I'm here if you need to talk. Like, sweet.
Takes 5 seconds.
5 seconds.
Yeah.
Like,
you're really good.
And it's free.
This guy, I don't know what it is.
Nah, I know. I love his energy.
You just randomly be like, I just wanted to share this with you, and you're just like, out of all days, you're like, thanks, man. Yeah, thank you. No one else blowing that up. Everyone else is like, I need this. And you're like, here's some. And you're like, thanks. It's that.
That's it.
Come and eat. You got that same energy. You need to go to Fiji.
Yeah, like from when I first met you, brother, that's one thing that I'm drawn to energy, and your energy has always been real infectious. Like I'll go away and be like, I feel good. You know?
Wow, that's blow me off my cherry almost. Because I remember when I fought recently, you came to me before the fight, and then afterwards, because I lost, I got like KO'd in the first round. And, like, I've never experienced that in my life, and I was like letting myself down so much too, being like, oh man, I let all the people down, you know, like everyone wanted to see me compete finally after such a long period of time. But all these moments before and after, like, I was like, why would I dwell on such a small portion of my life, you know? I could have, just like you, have like a bigger trophy now or whatever to look back at, but you know, all the people that came and cared and like showed love, that means way more than me than, you know, just victory would have been nice, but it is what it is, you know.
You can't define yourself from the moments, right? Like, it's that the most important part. Like when I was looking at my trophies, is like, that was a time of my life that I dedicated to getting that, you know. It wasn't, I didn't care about that. I became a whole new person here, right? Rather than there, right? I became a different me. So every time I fight, I feel like I'm just getting reborn every time, because essentially what you're doing is you're walking to the slaughter, right?
Yeah, literally.
But that's it. You're intentionally walking into a burning building.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, and then you come out on the other side, you're a whole different person. The world looks different. You know, it feels different. You know, and I've gone through that so many times.
So many times.
Does it feel different? Like I was explaining to you off camera at the start, my thought process post-fight was looking back on it, going, "Oh, I should have done this, should have done this, should have done this." Does that change and develop the more fights you have? Like in the sense of there's value in that for me. Whether I won or I lost is not the point. The value in that was having the experience of reflection on a performance, and then how I can do better next time. Obviously, as you get better and better, do you think that experience changes?
I don't. Well, I've had a lot of fights, bro. So at the start, yeah, I was quite critical of my performances and all of that. Man, I should have done this. I should have done that. Now I don't critique myself too much. Like, I know what I need to work on, but I don't get like down about like, damn, I shouldn't have done
Doesn't
that.
it feel weird watching yourself on video?
Nah. I still buzz out on myself.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I still go like, wow, you do all the interviews that I've done. If I listen to myself, I think like me and Ethan actually spoke a couple of weeks ago. There's this like imposter syndrome that we have, where I still, when I see myself doing something and just like, damn, that's me, you know?
That buzzing out.
Yeah. Like
I get that.
I like, I'm my biggest fan.
Yeah.
Right? And you gotta constantly be your biggest fan. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of the times it's like, me and my wife have this conversation too sometimes where, you know, she gets down and she needs my attention and my love, and I give it to her. But what I want her to know is, bro, you gotta love yourself. Like, love yourself. Like, so you won't need me. You won't need my validation. You won't need, and this is the problem with a lot of females these days, a lot of people actually, is they want somebody else's validation to feel good about themselves. Nah, like that shouldn't be the thing. Like, love yourself first. I love me, so it doesn't matter what. So that's why when you walk into a room, it's like, I don't need to pretend to be anything that I'm not to any of these people.
Not up for negotiation.
Because none of them, nothing they say can change how I feel about me. You know, I love me, and that's all that matters. You know.
That's a really powerful mindset to take into any environment, especially when you're talking about relationships, because it's like, you're right, people are looking for that extra boost, whereas it's like, if your baseline is already like satisfactory, then you're not negotiating with someone who's not above a standard. They're gonna amplify, add more.
Yeah.
Man.
You have a relationship with both people love themselves hard. That's a scary. That's a powerful relationship.
More honesty.
Yeah.
Too.
Well, exactly.
But that's when the magic happens, you know, like, you have two people that are already fulfilled as a singular entity, and then they come together, you know, have kids and whatnot, and then they can give to them as well. Yeah, I don't have to add anything onto this. This was perfectly explained. But with another, and sorry, I want to cut in, say thanks for the compliment before I forget about it, because honestly, that means, like, you do so much, like you said about the trophies, and I do things myself just because I feel like that's the way to go. Like, I don't think about it too much, you know. But yeah, it's cool to hear from people, you know. Sometimes, every once in a while, even though I love myself a lot too, you know, like, I'm also my biggest fan, but to get a clap on the shoulder from people that you respect and like look up to, you know. So thanks for that. Also with the Fijian people, sorry, I wanted to come back to this, is the they sing and dance a lot, according to what I found. What is that, you know, just the celebration of community as well, and celebration of life, and not dwelling on other things? And
it's just a cultural thing, right? Like, it's just, it comes from just, it's generations of just like, this is when, you know, when you're happy, it's just a natural thing just to go, you know what I mean? Like, it's just natural to start like fully having a fit. You know, when you're proud of somebody, you scream like, ah! You know, it's just a way to express how you're feeling, you know? And when you're in a room with a lot of people, the dancing, you know, it's hard to go into a room where everybody's happy and you're still sad.
Someone starts
Yeah.
You're gonna immediately,
That's a good example. Actually.
But that's it, and it goes back to the energy thing. Is if everybody's happy, like, come on, bro. Oh nah, come on. And it's, okay, and then you start having fun. Like the energy's super contagious, right? So the Fijian culture, it will all are just about having fun and just being happy, especially when you're with your family. There's so much love and all that there. So dancing is just an expression of how you're feeling, you know.
Yeah.
And the songs are ancient songs. They come like, you know, and you're singing, you're feeling it. Like music also has a big part to play in people's emotions and stuff. And you mix music with dancing, it's just a happy place.
We were talking earlier about how martial arts is changing over the years into more technical versus the tough guy who's always going to prevail. Have you seen, is there any, like when you talk to your grandparents, maybe the elders in dance, and you say the music is heritage, do you see that changing as well? Is there new forms of body movement coming into the culture too with the dance?
Nah, not really, bro. Like there's so Fijians have this dance, and it's real. Like they've got this thing called the ronde, which like everybody, like all the aunties get into a line, and then they just do like all together, hey, hey, and it's just in every gathering they have like somebody starts the line. You know what I mean? And it's just everyone's just like, hey, and you're cracking up. People are just laughing. You know.
What are the males doing though?
But sometimes the males join in.
Okay.
Yeah, the males join in and everybody's just like laughing. This is like a very common thing, and I know like a lot of my Fijian brothers who are gonna watch this, this is a very common Fijian dance. Like to any song, you're just like this, 2 thumbs up, great. You know, and that's it. And you're just in this space, just going. You know, and then you don't even need to do anything else. Like 2 thumbs up always, and just like.
I'm gonna remember that, man. I'm not very good at dancing. That's the basics.
That's it. You just need. It's just everything's right here. Everything's right here. Oh man, I'm crying.
Because I'm like trying to imagine it, you know, how it would look in a room full of people. Hey, just that bit of energy, like what that does, you know, just the vibration of like, then someone else starts swinging, and then eventually it's the whole room, you know. I guess if you're growing up like that, you know, with that in that culture of like happiness and, you know, enjoying life and celebration and dance, and then you get the rap of like the happiest people in the world, you carry that on into, of course, your adulthood. And then you look at stuff like, you know, it's a, you know, first or third world country if you compare it. I mean, not saying that it is, but you get my point. It's like forgetting your charger. It's like, I forgot my phone's flat.
Yeah,
all right.
it's a self.
Is there maybe one laying around here? You know, like you can solve that problem without like losing energy or sleep over it.
I don't need my phone right now. Anyway, you know, like there's always like a positive to come out of it, like, maybe it's a good thing.
Yeah,
you know?
100%.
I can focus in the moment.
Yeah. Isn't that a good feeling though, when you come back to your phone after like a weekend and you're just like, I have a lot to look at because I haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah.
Wow, that feels good.
Yeah.
From someone who's...
I argue it's a blessing, and as we know,
that's what
phone
I mean,
is
like,
a blessing and a curse.
Yeah, you come back to it, you obviously see the notification, you're just like, I'm glad I haven't seen those because I would have seen them during the time I had.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Look, I can deal with it now.
So now those times are separate.
Yes.
You had this moment, and then you have this moment, rather than merging these two moments where, like, say it's good news, bad news, whatever. Like, I had this moment with these people because I didn't have my phone on me. Then I go back to my phone. Now I can. This moment is what I'm doing right now. You know.
Talk about moments. You spend a lot of moments. We're gonna jump from one culture to a completely different one now, and I'm only gonna drop that word, and I just want to see what comes out, because you spend a lot of time of your life there, and it's a completely different culture to New Zealand and to, of course, Fiji, China.
China was a buzz, bro. It was a buzz. Honestly, it was such a buzz. There was like a huge culture shock. Like what we think China is, what we see on TV and socials and all of that is not what China is.
Okay.
It's a whole different world.
Can you just, Carlos, quick give a rundown how and why you ended up in China and what happened there? Just quickly a summary beforehand so people know what this is all about, and then dive into the China experience.
So this was in 2015, I think. I fought on a Chinese organization that like goes around the world, and they bring their best fighters from China, and then they get the best fighters from that country to fight on the show. So in 2015, there's a company which is the biggest combat sports company in China, and their views are like millions and millions, right? Like it freaking overtakes like some major organizations. Anyway, they came here. I got asked to fight on it. Obviously, I think I just won my New Zealand title, and I fought a dude that was, I don't know if you just saw recently, I shared a video on my Facebook page. It was of that night where I fought like a bigger dude because there was none at my weight.
Yeah, there was a quick finish, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was 12 seconds, yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So,
Was it
right
overhand?
hand, yeah.
Overhand, yeah, something.
Was it like first strike or something?
No, it was
Nah.
a bit of an exchange, but
Yeah.
it was quick.
Shit.
It was just a setup, and we were working on that week. So yeah, I got that fight, and I was just like cool. And then Ethan was saying like, you win this, you get a contract. And I was just like, oh yeah, sweet. Like,
Let's knock him out.
but he said, but there's nobody at your weight though, so we're gonna have to fight heavier. And I was just like, yeah,
Fuck it.
yeah, I was just like, all good, like it doesn't really matter to me. So I had that fight, and I beat him, and then yeah, I instantly got signed to them, and then the following year in October actually, that year I flew to China, and then I lived there for like in a 2-year span. I was coming back every couple of months, but living in China was like a buzz. There was only a handful of us. There was myself and Quaid, who is another guy from my gym. We flew over, and he flew first, and then I flew after. And we lived there. We lived at different cities in China, living in the gym, living in like shanty apartments, and just fighting pretty much almost every couple of weeks, like every week. Yeah, so there's so many stories. I actually started writing a book. It was called 24 Hours in China, right? And like I wrote it on a train that took, because I was going to Mongolia with my school that I was teaching at. I was
about to throw that in there as well, because while you were there, you were also teaching.
Yeah.
English.
Yeah, English. So, but this is separate from that because
Sounds like a movie, Carlos.
well,
That's why I just wanted to throw it in and just let him run with it.
so I was a English school teacher, right? And this was and that was fun. But the school that I'm talking about that I went to Mongolia with is when I broke my hand, I needed something to do, so I got hired by this Olympic feeder school. So you know how in China they always smash it with the medals. Yeah. You know, it's because they have these schools there that these kids do this one specific sport from 6 years old all the way to 19. And I was the head coach for the kickboxing side. Right? I had about 100 and something students. So, and we trained 3 times a day. And so anyway, this was during Chinese break, and I started writing this thing because you had to take a 6-hour bus ride and then a 20-hour train ride or something like that to Mongolia. Wow. And I started writing this book, and just like I spoke about like having that first fight, and then how it led there. I lived in Xi'an, I lived in Shanghai, I lived in Shenzhen, and I fought at all these different places. There was one fight where we all had to have, because it was 2,500 above sea level, meters above sea level, that's where we fought. And in between rounds, there was an oxygen tank there.
What were the people viewing it, they just climatized to it already.
Yeah, they're just climatized.
Live there.
Sure.
But we got there 4 days before. 3 days before we got there. 3 days before. So like walking up the steps, bro, I was tired. Like, just it was a weird feeling for me because I was just like, damn, I'm fit. Okay, anyway, I'm having this fight, and this guy that I'm fighting is a little bit bigger than me, Chinese guy. He was the city's golden boy, right? And so halfway in the first round, I realized like, oh, he's afraid of me now, because I started hitting him like in the body, and I started really hurting him. So I was just like, okay, I'm gonna finish him in the second round. But I was getting tired, bro. I was so exhausted. Just that altitude, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, I go back into my corner, and they didn't have the oxygen tank there. So I'm there freaking out. The bro's has got his oxygen tank on. And I'm looking at Danny, who was our Chinese minder, and Danny can speak a little bit of English. And because the night before, that's funny, like night before, I just told Danny, I go, brother, I just want you, because he can't speak English, right? I go, look at the time, I just want you to say 1 minute and 10 seconds.
Yeah.
When it gets to 1 minute and 10 seconds. Because we traveled around, we never had a cornerman.
Yeah.
Like
right.
a lot of times I'll just,
Solo show.
I'll find another foreigner that's at the show, and I go, brother, can you be in my corner?
Yeah.
And I'll be in your corner. Sweet. So Danny was like 1 minute, like that was pretty much the only English he knew. 1 minute, 10 seconds, 1 minute, 10 seconds. And then, and water, give me water, like shwe. And so I get back in after the first round, bro, they didn't have my oxygen tank. These doctors, they were standing there, like they were just looking at me, and I was just like, bro, where's my...
Setup, you reckon?
Yeah, 100%. Like massive setup.
Because they
right?
bring the foreigners in. Sorry to cut in,
Yeah.
but
Sure.
to lose.
To lose, yeah. 'Cause-
Gladiators.
yeah, to show like, yeah, we're the best. Like, China is the best.
I know.
What happened next?
So I went out into the second round, and without having any oxygen, and I was tired. So I just thought, stuff it. I'm not gonna gas tank's not gonna last this round. I'm just gonna throw. And I threw, and then I cracked him, and he landed on the ground. And I was just like, all right, sweet, like that. So every time he stood up, I was fine. I just set up, right hand, left hook. He fell. He fell twice in the second. And then when I went back after the second round, I had oxygen. So once I had oxygen, I was kind of revitalizing, and I ended him in the third. And it was a weird feeling, because everybody was just like, you just beat the guy that we thought was unbeatable.
It didn't work.
But that was a weird moment for me, because I was just like, where's my shit? But you go in China, you're basically going there to lose. You're going there to get set up.
Man, that is the movie. That's like every movie plot. That's
Yeah.
the thing, eh? Like, the foreigner comes in like Karate Kid.
Yeah.
Like, they do some shady shit.
Yeah.
And you still win.
So yeah, and I had like a lot of moments like that in China, where we were just like, we have this saying called getting China'd, where you beat somebody up the whole fight and you still lose the decision.
Yeah.
Right.
The same with Russia, for instance.
Yeah.
You'd never beat a Russian in Russia by decision. It's pretty much...
So how did you deal with that mentally then? Has that happened to you, where you beat someone
Yeah.
up? Yeah, you got China'd?
Yeah.
And then do you obviously walk away with that? Do you obviously like, I won?
Nah, I thought of China as a hyperbolic chamber.
How do you mean?
Like, I've gone into this chamber to get better. What happens in here
Roger.
means nothing, because when I come back to New Zealand, I'm going to win my world title, I'm going to be King of the Ring champ, I'm going to be my Commonwealth, South Pacific. Like, so everything that happened in China was all learning for me.
I like it.
From where I was before I went to China to when I came back from China, whole different fighter.
Yeah, and then you became world champ,
Yeah.
and then you got the opportunity with the King of the Ring.
Sure.
Yeah.
So
So-
it literally happened just like you said.
Yeah. So when I came back from China, like, I knew the bad decisions was just that I know I won that fight, but I don't know anybody here.
Yeah.
Nobody cares. I'll just message home and say, I lost, this is what happened, blah, blah, blah. But it never got me down, because next week I'm fighting again. So one time I had 6 fights in 4 weeks. Yeah.
Process that.
I mean, I can barely make sparring once a month. You're just out here having full-on scraps.
Yeah, and it was cool, bro. Like I enjoyed it. It was just a fun time. You know, the food was amazing.
Yeah.
The people that I met there were amazing. You know, and the sort of the relationships that I made while there, like, was cool, bro, with all the foreign boys and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like Mark Timms, we lived together in China. We like lived in the same room, and he was part of our team. We had a little team in China. Mark Timms, Nathan Epps, Quaid. We had one Dagestani boy, one Belarus boy, and then that was our squad. We traveled everywhere together. You know, I think, and they'll probably tell you, I had the most China experience because I like did everything, you know, and I immersed myself in the culture, and because of who I am, I met so many people, and I just went with the flow of everything.
Don't you think it's a bit ironic, that they bring you in to lose, but then at the same time, talking about the teaching gig, they bring you in to teach them. So they're almost like, was there any sense of, did they look after you while you were doing that?
Yeah, bro. Yeah, they looked after me real well. Like, yeah, it was cool. They look after you. Like, the organization itself, like, looks after you, bro. We stayed in some like hotels that I'd never pay for, even like that, like just gold everywhere. Like, China's got a lot of money. Like, the gap between rich and poor is quite high there. There's not really a middle class, but because our company had a lot of money, and we were basically there as like just ornaments, really. Like, hey, look at my fighter, you know. Look what I bought. Look at my bag, you know. I just bought it. So we were there, like, you know what I mean. People pay to see.
So they had their products in good packaging.
Yeah, that's it. We were just the product that we got imported into, you know. And yeah, and we got looked after. The food was mean. Like, we had dinners, like, got paid dinners. Like, we never had to spend any money. Like,
but something that is interesting, I'm not sure if you agree to this, but I spoke to someone else about the China experience, and they said the same thing. As soon as you had a fight scheduled, you know, they would like fly you out, maybe even first class. The hotel's amazing, all inclusive, like when it comes to the food and whatnot, like that week before. But the time in between, when you basically had to train yourself, is that true?
Yeah.
Like, you had to find your people.
Yeah.
Because the Chinese, at least that's the impression that I got from talking to this other gentleman, was like, they didn't look at you because you're a foreigner. Similar a little bit in Thailand, it's changing now too, because, you know, this is where the money is at, and they're opening up a bit more. But yeah, you basically had to find your squad or like people to like hold mitts for you, or like go run with you, or do whatever. But once it was on, once they wanted you, you had to make sure, you know, you're like in tip-top condition, or like the best way possible to fly out, and then be the bag and be presented to put on a show, entertainment.
And that was cool. What was cool was we had a group of foreigners that we could train with, that understood the fight game, that you know. So we were quite lucky that, and it was funny because there was a group of foreigners, for everybody from like the top fighters from different countries, had their own little groups, you know, and like the Belarus guy Fahad, the Dagestani guy Aotearoa, like, we're still friends to this day. I don't actually know where Aotearoa is, but he was like probably the only dude in our gym that was like super juiced up. Like, he was super trini. He was just like angry guy. Nobody really thought he was a nice guy, but he was an angry guy, like constantly. But a real nice guy. And then what's his name? Fahad, probably one of the best fighters in the world that doesn't make it.
Yeah.
Just never got the opportunity. But I 100% believe he's the best fighter, best kickboxer at 65 kilos in the world. Like so good, bro. In China, he was fighting from 65 to 80. And 80 were like top dudes at 80 in China. And he just
That's a considerable difference, 65 to 80.
He was amazing, bro. Like, he was amazing.
But it's an exposure issue, you know, like if you live in the US, there's way more eyeballs and like, you know, cameras, and you go into the right gym and you maybe get an opportunity far more quicker than living in Russia or living in China or living elsewhere. Now it's changing. Of course, that was like, we're talking about like almost 10 years ago.
Yeah.
But there's so many killers out there that you never even hear about because, you know, it's just, that's what it is. Like, if you don't get your shot, if you don't get your chance, then you just continue on this journey without being seen, unfortunately.
It's who you know, eh? That saying is pretty true. It's not what you know, it's who you know.
Yeah,
and a lot of people that don't get an opportunity is because they don't know the right people.
I even talked to...
I was going to say, well, I now would beg the question, what makes a good fighter is... There are a lot of tools out there fighters can use to access and get more attention to help themselves. Does that then come into the new fighting game? Making sure you're available on these shows, you know, getting presented on in meetings, or using your phone to film yourself and make your own little videos.
I think right now in this social media age, like, you definitely need to have a social media presence. You know what I mean? Like, fighting is, you can be a gangster, but if you're not... Matt Vale's a good example, right? He's not really on social media, but I know that he's the best on this side of the world at his weight class. But if nobody up there knows him, then there's not really any reason for them to come and say, hey, we want you. Like, we know, the whole of Australasia knows that he's the number one in the Southern Hemisphere. But
if no one knows,
it's not just being a good fighter nowadays, because there's thousands of good fighters, but it's all about, like, can we sell you? Like, are you a good enough purse? Are you a good enough purse to show my friends?
is the bag worth it?
Or a bad enough person.
Yeah.
And then it's another, the flip side of the coin. Are you so bad people hate you? Makes the other guy look good.
Yeah.
You know, which sells tickets, the David and Goliath kind of thing.
Yeah, it's just all about bums on seats. So,
But that's when you look at big productions, you know, they always create a storyline, so you get emotionally attached to whatever side.
yeah,
We talked about Ryan Garcia and Javante Davis. Like, you've got the hood rats who are like, oh, Javante Davis, you know, is from the ghettos, and then you've got someone, you know,
the pretty boy,
the pretty boy who comes up, who looks like a model, and is like, oh yeah, you either want to see it or whatever, you know, but it's the storyline that you create. But imagine you grow up in a village in, I mean, it's a funny example to use, but Dagestan. Like, it's growing now because they had a few people paving the way, but if no one knows about it, it's the same with like Matt Vale. Everyone knows how good he is. Everyone here
in the Southern Hemisphere,
knows like what an absolute killer he is, you know. But yeah, if the people where like counts and matters don't know, then it's unfortunate. It's really unfortunate.
Yeah.
Or like creating a beautiful painting. If I would store it here on the back of the room, it could be the most amazing painting in the world. Maybe a few people know about it. Well, if no one sees it and it's locked up there, then no one's gonna know.
Well, it's like, sorry, I was going to say, like, if a tree falls down in the forest and no one's around to hear it, does it make a sound?
Yeah,
it doesn't
exactly.
make sound.
And that's it. And this is like people not going for like their dreams, following their passions and stuff like that. But if you're born with something, if you're born with a gift, if you worked hard for it, show it off. Like, it's nothing about, oh, you're just not humble. It's like, I got a gift, I want to share it.
Go.
100%. So do you think, like, sometimes, what you're saying this morning when you're looking at your trophies, you slip trip it out a little bit, your biggest fan?
Yeah.
I get that a lot when I look at your videos. You're just like, oh, that's so cool. Oh, that's so cool. So you get annoyed when people, you're like, I want that for you, man.
Yeah.
Like, when you see someone, you're like, man, if you just 1 year you do this, like, you'll then look back and you'll just be like,
oh, don't grab it now. I know where we're going with this, but I'm going to bring it in a second.
Go for it.
The only thing that I wanted to cut in now is because we talked about, you know, you need an opportunity, and sometimes it's someone sees you and helps you with certain things that you are unaware of, or maybe you don't have the skills or the knowledge. That's just what it is, you know. If I have a problem with whatever, my phone or camera, I was like, Tim, could you help me with this? Because I know he fills my bucket, and then eventually it goes back. And we mentioned this gentleman a few times now, and it's the same with, like, I dropped China into the bucket here and just see what spills. Ethan Shep what the man means to you and who he is and what he does, and everything and anything that he's done for you. You want to elaborate on that a little bit?
Ethan is, I can't say enough good things about Ethan. Like, a big part of who I am is because of Ethan. You know, a huge part of my accomplishments is because of Ethan. When we were talking about like having the highest number in New Zealand of this particular thing. We won't talk about that, but that's the road I was going down, you know, like, and the bro sort of brought me back, like, hey, you've got all this potential, why waste it? So like, there's not many people in this world that I'm afraid to disappoint. Ethan's probably the only dude that I'm afraid to disappoint.
Okay.
Like, that's how much I care about him, that's how much I love him. He's the only person whose opinion actually gets to me. Like, not even my family's opinion, because he essentially broke me down and built me back up. You know what I mean? I'm super grateful for him even just giving me the time. Like I said earlier, I was the worst student. Like, I'm not the blueprint fighter. Like, you know, I'm trying to teach a left hook. If you saw me at the start, Ethan was just like wanting to give up on me so many times, but he didn't, and I'm grateful for that. But he's just like, kick like this, why is it so hard for you to? And I'm just like, I am, you know, this is how my body moves. Punch like this, why? And I am, you know, we'll have arguments, and then over time, he just realized, like, I can't change this dude. I'm just gonna make what he is better, you know. And there was moments where he would be busting blood vessels because I'll be like taking super unnecessary risks, but that's just the way that I was fighting, you know. There was so Ethan is a big part of my life. And when we go back to the regret of your parents breaking up, coming from a broken home, he was that father figure. You know, he was that, and like, I think I created a bond. Mine and Ethan's relationship is not fighter coach, right? Because we can just sit in a room and talk for hours, not about fighting. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I've been through, and I've been there when he's very, very low, and he's done the same for me. So our relationship isn't a fighter coach relationship. If I stop fighting, we'll still have that connection, right? And he still plays a huge part in who I am. Not many people in my life has made an impact like that in my life. I don't think, I could probably count it on one hand.
Just to round it up quickly, and to explain it to you and the viewers, is there is an infamous group of stand-up fighters in New Zealand, and they're running under the banner of House of Pain. So this is the gym and the name that Ethan Shep created once upon a time, you know, like training out of his garage, you know, taking just a handful selected of people in and teaching them, you know, like how to kick punch, whatever. And then they created this, like, it's almost like a myth, you know, like they all walk out to the same song. They're still around to this day, and they, you know, he allocated a few new students, but he also at the same time became this like pioneer when it comes to like stand-up fighting in New Zealand and Australasia as well, because he's got shows in Australia as well when it comes to, it's called Knees of Fury. So, and he's getting close to the 100.
100, yeah.
Yeah, no, like 89.
Yeah.
Yeah, so imagine that, like, now it's Cage of Fury, you know, like he's still adapting and changing. He's teaching at Core MMA in Hamilton, New Zealand as well as a stand-up coach, and he has a lot of wonderful bonds with, you know, people like Carlos and other students, you know, where you can definitely see that it's more than just, you know, a student-teacher relationship. It's I think there's a few others that adapted this like father figure and like guidance in him. And if I remember correctly, he was also the one that paved a little bit the way when it comes to China, opening a few doors and you know, setting this up. And I said, hey Carlos, you can go if you want. That could be very impactful for your career. You know, you can build yourself up over there, because there's a few fighters from New Zealand who they've done the same thing. You know, they went there to gain experience and, you know, like just work on their record and, you know, just go elsewhere. So to just be a little bit and then come back, you know, and then you get the cup filled again and then grow as a fighter. So I just wanted to add this on. Ethan Chepp, ladies and gentlemen.
One of the goats.
The goats, yes. One
of the goats. He's one of the greatest people in my life, for sure, hands down.
Shout out to him, eh? All right, wow. How are we gonna turn this around now? This is like, my heart's full, you know, just hearing about it, because your martial arts journey started fairly recently, but I have a person in my life who's similar, you know, like my parents broke up, you know, and we all can relate to a certain degree, because that's another topic. But yeah, you look for guidance and a father figure or someone, even if it's a female, it doesn't really matter. But you know, I can relate to this so much. So this is really like heartwarming to me to listen, you know, because I can see you guys still present here, you know, living this together and helping each other, you know. And you said, and that's a very significant thing, that now you can sit down and when he is low, you can now give back as well, you know, because at some point you're like eye to eye almost. You gain enough experience to be like, hey, have you thought about this? Or maybe we can do this.
It's interesting hearing that. Obviously I don't know Ethan Chepp as well as you two do. Hearing more and more about these people around the gym, obviously you have your preconceived ideas of who they are, for what they do, and what they look like. Among, you know, he's got a pretty hard shell. He takes the piss a lot. I love the way he runs his classes. It was very similar to the way they ran them in the army. You know, like someone's fucking around, he's like, oh, get off the mat.
Straight to the point.
Straight, like, we're here to learn. That's how I always looked at it. We talk shit afterwards. But anytime, obviously, if you're having a struggle like me with my basics, he'll be hard on them and come straight over to you. Alright, cool man, like immediately adapt his coaching style to the student. I think that's something that's amazing. But what you were saying before about you know, building that relationship, that's something I see that is rare, especially amongst, you know, baby boomers, is showing a level of vulnerability to build that trust. Because it's like fathers and sons all, you know, have problems and dad's there to help. But eventually, at some point, Dad needs to also show something. I have problems too, and hey man, I need your help. And then you're like, yeah man, we're done. If that's never there, then it's always like, oh, you're just perfect, aren't you?
You just take.
Yeah.
Well, whatever you invest from an early age, we talked about this with your kids, you know, whatever you invest from an early age, and it goes interaction by interaction throughout the whole day, that will pay a dividend later on in life, because they understand, they see you for who you are, and you want to be seen, soothed, and secure by what you give them, but eventually it will come back. Man, it's this energy thing, once again, you know, like you give them, eventually they will help you. Same with you and Ethan Chepp, you know, it's beautiful to hear, because he has to open up to the idea at some point as well, as like, wow, of course, he's not just my son or my student, you know, like, man, he gives me a lot as well, you know, he can help me with X, Y, Z, but it comes from, you know, from a root that was once nurtured. All right, I'm trying to cut the corner here again. So we talked.
That's all right.
So we talked we talked about like Fiji as a base of who you are. You know, like trying to discover what the people are, who you are. Coming all the way to China, because it was a significant part of your life, I would say. You know, where you made a lot of valuable or invaluable life experiences. Linking this to Ethan Chepp. But let's cut it back to where you live. Now, present, Aotearoa, New Zealand, and where you spent the majority of your life, basically. There's something that goes around here, and we like almost went there a few times. So I was like, oh, hopefully we're not going to jump on it straight away. I'm going to read out a quote now, or like it's a definition, and let's see if you can figure out what it is. So the definition is a perceived tendency to discredit or disparage those who have achieved notable wealth or prominence in public life. The syndrome, it's a syndrome.
Tall poppy.
Say it, please.
Tall poppy syndrome.
Tall poppy syndrome. It's huge in Aotearoa, New Zealand, Australia, and then as I've done more research on it, it's where I come from is the same thing. Do you want to explain it in your own words and like how you see it and perceive it here?
I think here, with the birth of social media, it's a lot easier to like say the most foulest shit to people. But I feel like it's just people's insecurities, right? You're from where I'm from, but you're succeeding, so that makes me feel bad. Because we both had the same head start, like we both started in the same place, but you've done this with your life and I haven't, so you shouldn't. Why? Well, how come? Why him and not me? You know, that victim mentality of like, oh, I can't catch a break. I can't. Why me? Why? Like, you know what I mean? And so that's deeply embedded into this country as well. Like, you know, people try and project their insecurities like against you, right? Just because they can't.
Have you heard about it?
100%.
Yeah. And a poppy, just to explain, you know, is a flower that grows, and if one grows higher, you know, you're gonna cut it back so they all grow at an equal level. You know, no one just, please don't get ahead of us. You know, we're gonna pull you back down, and we're all gonna be on an even playing field here, so we don't have to feel bad or good or whatever about the person who's maybe achieving a little bit more. But yeah, like in the past, like I heard you talking about it. And it's a very common, not just where I come from, like here in Australia and New Zealand, I don't know where this stems from or why this is so big here, but it took me a while to adjust. Sometimes I would do things and you get the look for like what you do or try to accomplish something or try to maybe even help someone, say, oh, why are you helping him, or what are you doing this for? And it took me so long to actually wake up to it, like understand what is actually going on. And then I remember, and I'm just telling a little story here, like recently one of our fellow friends and training partners, Ezra Bergen, went to the World Championships, fought amateur, represented New Zealand, and it was a moment where the gym, I don't want to blame anyone, you know, it's like everyone was training and the energy was like, you know, like sparring and this and that going on, you know, it's like the energy is already, it's pretty thick. And then you like shouted across the room almost to him, it's like, oh, you gotta be the champ, come on, embrace it. And all of a sudden, like, the energy went up again. And I was like, oh, this is actually cool, you know, like, why wouldn't you support him? Like, let him go and enjoy. Hopefully, bro, go enjoy your success, like, make something happen, you know, so you have a story to tell in like 20 years time, you know, we're gonna sit down somewhere and you're like, man, that one time I went to Serbia to represent my country. In fighting, the most purest form on the planet when it comes to competition, you know, not table tennis, fighting. And that was really cool. And then I started thinking about it more and more and more. And then in the past, just overhearing conversations or how you perceive yourself when it comes to, you know, I'm confident, you know, I got this, you know, not in a extensive way, but you know, you love yourself, you're a biggest fan. And if you train hard for something, or if you invest a lot of time, if it's your professional career, or if it's fighting, or if you want to be the best surfer in the world, like, man, go, like, go enjoy it. But yeah, how do you deal with it today? Or maybe it's like, I'm not even paying attention.
Well, that's it. Just like loving yourself. Understand, why can't I feel like I'm the shit? Like, why can't I? I've trained hard for it. Me thinking that I'm the shit shouldn't affect you, because I know how much work that I've put into something, you know? Like, why do I need to, like, there's a saying that I love so much is, don't dim your light just because it's shining in someone's eyes.
Yes.
Right? Just because I'm confident in myself and I love myself, why do I need to bring that down? Why do I need to love myself less to make you feel comfortable? Like, you have the same, like, you can feel this as well. Like, it's just changing the mindset.
Yeah.
Like, dealing with the whole tall poppy thing is, and we spoke about it earlier, I can walk into a room and not care about anyone's opinion because I love me.
But Ethan Shep.
Yeah, he's a kryptonite. You know, I really do things wrong that will disappoint him, but there's probably only a handful of times that I've truly and really pissed him off, you know? Yeah. Probably like three times in the 10 years that we've known each other, yeah? But like dealing with people's negative opinion of you is none of your business, right? How you think and feel about me is none of my business, because that's you. You're projecting that against me just because you can't do it. That doesn't mean that I can't do it, right? Yeah. Like all you're doing is projecting your insecurities on me. Right. It's not my problem, right? You feel the way you feel. I don't know why you feel that way, but shouldn't be my problem to make you feel comfortable. Sure. I'll be nice. If you're sad about something, I'll give you my energy, I'll build you up, right? But when that starts turning to you're saying I can't, or I'm not good enough, or I'm there, then it's just like, nah, that's your problem, that's your energy, you keep that energy. Yeah. If you notice in my life, I don't have people in my life that's negative. I have nobody that I have in my circle that is like that. You know, I'm around genuine people all the time. They check me on my mistakes. They tap me on my back when I need it. At the same time, I do the same. So everybody that I have in my life is supposed to be in my life. Nice. You know?
Do you think there's a level of honesty that's just not around in our society that causes these problems? And what I mean by that is checking when you make mistakes. Like, let's say you're doing something, whether it's, I don't know, something really bad, and your friend, you expect your friends of all people to come to you and be like, hey man, it's fucked up. If you don't do something about it, something terrible is going to happen to you, and I don't want that to happen. Yeah. But you're going to insult them by bringing it to them. Yeah. And there might even be a technique in the gym. Hey man, if you keep doing that, you're going to get yourself hurt. It might be something in the real world. But people are so afraid of upsetting someone because of how maybe it'll make them feel, maybe, that they won't say anything. Yeah, like it happens.
That's true. Like, so with me, my training style, like say with my boys, like with Jackson, and you know, if they're doing something that looks stupid, when I do put them down, they know who I am, like genuinely. So I'm not putting them down to break them down, to like make them. I'm just like, bro, you're punching like a girl. Freaking punch properly. I know you can punch better than that. But that's coming from like not a derogatory place. It's just like, I know you can do better. Do better. Like with the bro out here throwing his left hook, it's just like, you know, and I'll just like, you're doing it wrong. You can do it better. Like, you know, so my critiquing of somebody that I care about is coming from a place of love. There's a lot of people who will critique because they just want to see you fail. Yeah. They want to genuinely hurt your feelings. Or
inflate themselves.
Yeah, and that's how most people go through life, right? Yeah. Is the gossip, because it makes me look better than this person. You know, like that's like I never engage in gossip. Like, oh really? Have you told them that? Oh no, like don't tell me that.
yeah, that's it. Oh, why don't you say that to them?
Yeah, you know.
Oh, they look really cool. We'll go say that to them.
Yeah, you know, and I've done this at work as well. Like in a workplace, it can be a really toxic environment, but I'm not that person. Like what I say to somebody behind somebody's back, I'll say to the person too, right? Mm-hmm. If you have a problem with somebody, go tell them, right? Why are you carrying around this thing? And sometimes your interpretation of what they are sometimes is not it. You know, he does this because of this. But then when you finally get to know this person properly, it's like, oh, that's why he does that.
Yeah, you didn't even say hello to me. I honestly didn't see you because I've been thinking about this heavy shit.
Yeah, I was thinking about something else.
Do you know what's interesting? I wanted to say beforehand, before we got a little deeper into this, when you were like, oh, it's a problem in society and whatnot. I was like, man, Tim, I think I have to agree to disagree. You know, it's healthy between friends sometimes too. And ever since you shared a few personal things with me, and I was like, man, I think you should come and train more. I think you need to be in this environment more. You know, it's more truthful. The people, whoever you are, it just shows a bit more. You know, you need this. And ever since you started training again more, you know, like sorting a few things out and getting, you know, like things into place, you told me, I said, oh man, like this person approached me. I had a good conversation here. This opportunity came up. Yeah. It just shows that maybe martial arts is a good tool, or like waka, to communicate and also to relate to each other, you know, and be in the same environment, because it keeps you in check. Yeah. If you have people like Ethan Chepp or like your training partners, it's more like it's very truthful. So I just wanted to throw that in there. Like you because you choose in the end of the day do I want to go to KFC? Which not saying is a bad thing always, you know, go and enjoy a meal. Or do you want, or let's say a nightclub.
Yeah.
Even that is a shit example because I think sometimes you gotta let off steam. But do you want to go and train and like embrace, you know, the camaraderie and, you know, be in that environment with those people who are, pursuing something in life. They have like a purpose, I guess.
It's grounding.
Yeah.
Grounding.
It's hard to bring that to your friends. Like, I struggle with that at the moment. Like, I feel like I'm at a part where I'm starting to now see my poppy starting to grow a little bit higher. And I'm afraid to talk to friends about, hey man, maybe you shouldn't spend so much time drinking alcohol in the club. Because I'm afraid they're going to think you're just being arrogant now.
Yeah.
You think you're
better than me.
You're better than me
But
now.
you have their best interest.
Yeah, exactly.
You spend money and time on something that is not going to get you anywhere.
So,
don't get me wrong, it's good to go every once in a while and have fun. If that's the club and alcohol and whatnot, is good. But, you know, you got to somehow, you know.
you see patterns. Sometimes the pattern needs to look a little different.
It's ego, like a lot of people will not take not criticism per se, but like if you're trying to check somebody on it, like, hey bro, that was effed up what you did, like I don't think that's cool. How they take it will determine how much their pride and ego like plays a part in their life, you know. Like if I did something stupid and you go, bro, that was stuff that, and I, yeah bro, sorry, I didn't think of it like that, right? Or you can go, shut up, like don't tell me what to do.
Yeah.
You know, that's like two different ways of dealing with it, and then you're talking from ego, you're talking from insecurities too, because if you can't take somebody's like constructive criticism, like there's no room for growth.
I get it in the moment too, but like, 'cause sometimes it can be difficult. You just finish a session or you're really tired, someone gives you criticism, it's not the last thing you want to hear. Make sure if you come back to it the next day, but hey man, I didn't react the best way, but thank you. Because I know you put yourself on the line to say that to me. That's ballsy. Appreciate it. Not many people do that.
Yeah.
But how weird is it, do you think, that like, if the puppy's tall enough, people will listen? Let's say like you have advice for your mate, fuck off man, don't want to hear it, Carlos. But Matthew McConaughey comes and gives the same advice. Oh yeah, oh celebrity, The puppy's so tall that people now, their social status
can't reach it anymore.
Exactly. They're like, I love this person, but when you've been someone who's put so much effort into something for a period of time, you don't look at these celebrities the same.
No.
They're another person doing the same thing I'm doing in a different industry for longer.
Yeah.
That's all they are.
Yeah.
So suddenly you're not starstruck anymore, and then people are like, oh, talking about all these people, you get annoyed by it. You're like, come on man, you got like people, connectivity around you.
Yeah.
What the fuck are they doing over there?
It's cool. I wanted to ask about like remedies and how to deal with it and whatnot, but I think we covered quite a lot of ground here as well. Do you think, and that was like the last point of my list here when it comes to like that particular part of the conversation, that because you're a believer, is that correct? You're a proud Christian.
Yeah.
Is that helping you as well, like to have guidance and to have like certain things that you put in place with certain, let's say, situations or circumstances that come up in your life?
Yes, you know, like I grew up like as a Christian, believing in God, so that's kind of like been instilled into me like from a young age, right? I am more spiritual than religious, right? So my God is not the same as your God, but who says that they're not? You know, what if my God is the same as your God, but our stories are different, right? It's the same God, we tell the story. So like I'm a big believer in like in karma and your energy, and what you put out is what you're going to get in. Who you surround yourself with becomes who you are. Sure. So everything that religion teaches, like certain parts of religion, because like nobody has got it 100%, right? And there's fundamentalists on both sides in every single religion, right? And that's what I don't like. I don't like people who believe in God saying that Hinduism's wrong. I don't like people saying Islam is wrong. I don't like people saying Buddhism is wrong. My argument is always just like, how do you know? You know, how do you know that their religion is wrong and your one's right? you're only saying that because from a very young age, you grew up learning this. The person that's in India right now who grew up in Hinduism believes 100% that that's right. So who's right, right? One of the fundamentals of all the major religions is that love, care for each other, do unto others as you would like done unto you. That's it. Like, if you can be that, regardless of what you believe in,
I hear that.
you know, I had a conversation when I was like 13 with somebody that said, imagine if every religion, all these roads here led to the same door. And that's what I feel religion is, right? I believe that there's life after death. My human brain can't fathom like all of this to be a mistake. The beauty of this world to be a mistake. There's thousands of galaxies. There's life on other planets, right? There's some religions that, especially like Christianity, like that's, you know, God made us. But my thought pattern is we can't be the only thing that God made. We can't. There's thousands of galaxies. Each have their own planets around, each have their own sun. Like, we can't be that. But if we were to take religion out of it, what's the fundamentals for each major religion, right? Love, care, do unto others as you would like done unto you. That's it. These three, regardless of what you believe in, will make this world so much better.
Yeah.
You know?
Do you think people should spend more time focusing on that than
focusing there rather than
beliefs of different versions?
Rather than going through the motions of going to church, going through the motions of you know, this is what we do at church. Is the first 10 minutes is the sacrament. First, and then it's the reading, and then we read this chapter, and we read this chapter. Cool. And then on, like, everybody goes to church on Sunday. Wears the suit, happy, da-da-da. Monday to Saturday, you're not living what you were teaching or learning or preaching on Sunday.
Yeah, man.
Do you know what I mean?
The whole thing, man. You're not a fighter just in the gym. You're a fighter when you eat your food, when you're resting.
Yeah,
all
exactly.
of that.
And that stuff there, I feel like religion has been the biggest wedge in society, I think.
Started the most wars.
Like, most of our wars started on religion. Like, most of the reasons to go to war would have like a religious aspect to it. So you can weaponize religion, and that's what's happened over centuries. You don't believe what I believe, you die. Right? The Crusades, that's major, right? ISIS, right? We're just infidels. But if people go away from just like being so stuck in just their religious beliefs and realize, like, I love you, I care about you, like, I'm gonna treat you the way that I want to be treated, right? I'll have empathy for you. That all of that is not specifically one religion. You find in almost every major religious text, whether that be the Quran, I forget what the Hindu scriptures are called, but like, you find that, right? Buddhism, you get reincarnated so many times until you reach a state of nirvana. That's like enlightenment, right? But how you are now determines what you're going to be in the next life.
I like that.
Do you know what I mean? So it's just great. You can treat people with this and this and this. I become this in my next life. I become this in my next life. All the way up to a state of enlightenment, which they call nirvana. So it's like, this is it now, right? Translate that to Christianity. It's like, you want to live as close to a perfect life as you can. We're humans, we make mistakes, but if you can keep striving for be godlike, right? And being godlike is making sure everybody's good, making sure everybody's treated well, you know, be caring, don't have these negative thoughts, be authentically you, right? I have a saying where it's like, my gifts that I have, right, my talents is a gift from God. What I do with those talents is my gift back to God, right? So it's just like, there's so many things that you can reach this point, right? And religion isn't necessarily the be all end all, because you grew up on the other side of the world being taught this from a young age. I grew up on this side of the world being taught this.
Yeah.
Your religion's not wrong. Like, I can't say that you're wrong.
Yeah. And I think I grew up in a Christian household myself. I think it was thoughts like that made me question it a lot. It was like, well, hold up, the kid who grew up in China didn't choose to grow up in China and be taught what he's taught. So who's to say if, the Christian God is real and that kid dies and goes, is he really going to look down upon that kid, or is he going to be like, oh, you didn't choose that, that's fine. You said, what's it going to then be?
Are you a good
How
person?
are you a good person?
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, I'll just be a good person and I'll fight my case if that's the case.
Yeah, I know people who don't believe in God, super atheists, right? Don't put down any religions. They just say, I just don't believe in God, but are really genuine good people, right? Why can't they go to heaven?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure they could have a look at my track record.
Yeah.
Let's look it up.
Just look it up. Here's my CV. Can I get in?
Yeah.
Yeah. You've done, like, wow, you're amazing. See the person that never missed a day of church. Oh, brother, Tuesdays, every Wednesdays, every Thursdays.
Yeah.
On Saturday you're at the club and you go to church hungover, like, and that's fine. Like, that to me is fine. Like, if you're gonna go to church, like, church is a hospital, right? That's how I think of it. Church is a hospital, right? You don't go to church like because you're perfect. You go to church because you need help, right? And so, I just lost my train of thought just then.
Talking about comparing someone who doesn't believe in.
Yeah. Getting into heaven. Like, this track record. It's just like, and the bro goes, at the end of it, he's just like, man, it's just, logically, it didn't make sense to believe in you. But I was all of this, right? Yeah. The bro who knows about you, but he'd still do not good things, right? Because in the scripture, it says, as long as you say sorry, then it's fine. So people take that literally, like, I'll go kill someone, sorry, take me.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't work like that. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of all of this, how did you treat your fellow men? Like, how good were you?
I guess it links back to those 3 principles, like love, care, and treat others the way you would like to be treated yourself. I guess for me, listening to you and like trying to, what is the core message here? It comes back to that, and that also links back to, if it's a tall puppy syndrome and dealing with that, is don't engage in like whatever gossip it is, maybe, because you don't want to be just, it's not my business. You can say that with the utmost respect. It's like, oh, hey, but you can still show love, support, and at the same time, you don't want other people, to do that on you, if you care or not. But yeah, sorry, I wanted to just try to like sum it all up again and like give like a bit of a chunk. But those 3, because one of the questions was also like, can you maybe put it in a nutshell? What are the core values or beliefs? Just those 3, so it's perfect, And I think if you're religious or not, that's also what I took from it. That's principles that you maybe should live by, or that is healthy to live by. And we all go through some stuff that, regret or not, but you got to make your experiences in life and then, reevaluate, reflect, try to be or create self-awareness. And I was like, okay, that was not, maybe on Tuesdays I should have gone. Okay, let's try to make it happen in the future. Yeah. Just to try to crunch it together. And by now, listening, speaking, and doing this, I think everyone gets the idea on how expressive you are. Linking this back also to the culture, the music, the dance. I'm still like smiling on the inside, when you showed us. But there's another aspect of your life that is, maybe because it comes from your heritage, and whatnot, and you're not just a fighter, you're not just a Christian, you're not just a loving father and, a partner and whatnot. You're also a musician. Talking about expressiveness, just being who you are and like writing texts and then releasing them, that's part of Carlos Hicks. And I'm of course prepared. So I've got my little phone here and we're just going to play a snippet, not the whole song. But the song is called They Won't. And if we hold it close to the microphone, it should play. So maybe whenever you feel like it's enough, just press the pause button and we start with the questions and talking, but I would like you to hold it, press play, and we're gonna have a little listen.
I'm just serious. We have this culture of tall puppy syndrome, which is messed up. Coming up in this country, I've seen it so many times. When you see one of us rising, you want to tear him down because you feel inadequate and you want to call it humble.
Walk in my shoes, they won't. Do what I do, they won't. Focus on you, got a lot more to prove. They want me to stop, I won't. Walk in my shoes, they won't. Do what I do, they won't. We ain't the same, they just stay in your lane. You think that I care, I don't. Walk in my shoes, they won't. No. Do what I do, they won't. No. Focus on you, got a lot more to prove. They want me to stop, I won't. No. Walk in my shoes, they won't. They won't. Do what I do, they won't. They won't. We ain't the same, they just stay in your lane. You think that I care, I don't. You're not fit for this shit. You're not on my league, got me spazzing a bit. Hesitant maggots that like talking shit. I'ma go and get Callum to handle the shit. I'ma open the can up and feed them the shit. If they talk about stand up, I kill them real quick. I'm a savage and damage already established as one of the battles. I'm feeling my shit. Too much talk. Running their mouth in their walk. Stuck in the house, never leaving the couch. Talking no tough till it pops off and I'm pissed off. All they do nothing, pussies just trying to push me. They do nothing to me. I'm finding it funny, stop running up on me and acting on tummy, you fake flops. I'm sick of this shit. Talking all crazy, I'm sick of you pricks. Popping off daily, not one of you face me. I'm about to go crazy and stick on you bricks. But that's not who I am. I probably shouldn't, just know that I can. Consciously moving this part of the plan. The prophecy proving they know I'm the man. Walk in my shoes, they won't. Do what I do, they won't.
That's you, brother.
Yeah, that's me.
I love it, man. I had no idea what kind of genre of music to.
Yeah.
Are you a musician? So we'll talk about it and see. I love it.
Yeah.
Well, your fighting nickname is the Flying Fijian. Your artist name, well, artist both ways, is Lost the Rapper. Is that correct?
Yeah, Lost the Rapper.
Lost the Rapper. So yeah, there's apart from this song, there's also the other one is called. So this one's called They Won't. The other one is Swing My Way, and there is My Time as well.
Yeah.
All on Spotify. If you want to have a listen, please go and do so. But I wanted to tell a story. Two stories actually. One is they both link back to your fights. The second to last one, I believe, it was at the YMCA, Waikato, Hamilton. There's a big event center over there where you actually fought on Ethan Shep's show, Knees of Fury. You walked out as the main event to your own song.
Yeah.
And I was in the crowd, and you came out like just buzzing, you know, like just celebrating yourself this moment. You know, the fireworks were going, they have flames, and the crowd was like roaring, you know. By that time they all had, you know, maybe a little bit to drink, you know. All the other fights were like, had big energy, and it was just so like everyone was vibing, and it was cool to see, like, man, yeah, go celebrate yourself. We do too, you know, like we are here to cheer on. And then I connect this to your most recent fight. I had the privilege to be backstage, and I saw you with the headphones on, just chilling on your chair, like moments before, just going, you know. Did you listen to your own music in that moment as well, by any chance?
Nah, not at all. I'm to be honest, bro. I listen to like slow jams before I fight.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I get myself in like a real calm, mellow mood. I don't like, you know, like the where most people just listen to a song that gets them hype. I listen to songs that I relate to, like there's a song that I like. It's actually not a slow jam, but the story behind it is good. It's the name of the song is Heavy Is the Crown.
Okay.
Heavy Is the Crown, yeah.
Yeah, so like, and then I was actually singing that quite loud in there, and it's just like, you know, like, I know everything is okay, but I'm gonna need you to do better. I'm gonna need you to do better.
What was the name of the song?
I think it's Heavy As the
Heavy
Crown.
Is the Crown.
Alright, cool.
And funny enough, it's one of your unofficial nicknames as well. They call you the king, you know.
Yeah.
Like, you're on this shit, you know, go out then.
Yeah.
But how did you feel in that moment, like you're coming out, this crowd? We couldn't figure out how many people does the YMCA.
I don't even know. I think you can just fit as many.
Just on the floor, wherever.
On the floor, everyone's.
It's just packed, you know, and is this like, man, I don't even know. How did it feel to come out as the main event to your own song?
To my own song?
Yeah.
Bro, I was so, because I had thought about it, because it was my first fight back since I broke my arm, right? So it was 18 months before I fought. Like, so that's the longest time that I've had fought. 18 months, right? I injured myself. So when I decided I was gonna come out to my song, like I was like, it was more like, you know, I'm my biggest fan. So I was just like, oh shit, this is my song, right? So when I decided I was gonna come out to it, I was standing there waiting to like for the announcer to call my name so I can walk out. And then my song started playing, and then me and Ethan were walking, and then I was just buzzing out on myself. I was just like, this is like bucket list moment, because I always wanted to, like, you know, but I never always wanted to write or rap or like, you know, I write a lot. Like I've got like 32 finished songs. Like I write a lot, you know, and like slow jams, I write poetry and all of that. So I'm very expressive in what I do, right? I don't share it. Like that music and stuff was just like somebody going, just do it, bro. And then I thought, yeah, like who I loved it.
You know, creative outlet.
I love this, right? So I'm walking behind the thing and just like thinking my song, and then like there was a moment where I go to Ethan, this is cool, eh? And then he's just like, focus, dick. And I was just like, nah, I'm focused, bro.
No, like for real.
This is cool. Right, I just thought, this is so cool, bro. I walked out, and the first verse started, and I was just like, you're not fit for this shit. You're not in my league. Got me spazzing a bit, you know? And I was just like walking out to it going, bruh, I can't believe that you're walking out to your own song. Yeah. Right, internally having this conversation with myself, like going, you know, I'm tapping myself on the back. You know, nobody else has to know like that I'm tapping myself on the back, but it's just like me telling myself, bro, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you, you know, and we need to have these conversations with ourselves a lot. And in that moment, even when I go to Ethan, like in high intensity environment, but I was disconnected from the fight. You know, I never give the fight too much.
Okay.
I never make it such a huge thing. All I'm doing is doing what I do in here and there with a different body. That's all I'm doing. So when I walked, and then he kind of stopped, and then I go, this is cool, eh? And he's like, focus, dick. And I was just like, nah, bro, this is so good. Like, listen to it. You know, so I was just a sense of a pride, and I'm proud of myself, you know?
You wanted to, so the energy definitely helped you to like at least psych yourself up to a healthy level, you know, to still perform. Because like watching you, you're so alert, so you're there, you know, this is all that matters. Like boom, bam, cutting the angles. It's cool to watch, of course, you know, this is your forte. But you just said it, you've got 30 plus tracks like written, there's a few released already. And recently, it must have been yesterday or the day before, and I actually wanted to point it out to you, like you're asking about like, oh, I want to make a music video. Anyone out there keen, like, can anyone help me with this? So do you think, and it's just me asking almost like a personal question, I thought I'd just chuck it on there, do you think you're preparing a little bit for maybe what comes after fighting, like having that as an outlet more? Because, you know, body, even though you've got good genetics and whatnot, and you recovered well from your injury, at some point further in life, even though you teach people and you're still training, like the competitiveness is gonna like go down a little bit, and that maybe will rise, and you can put all your experiences from life and fighting into the music. Do you think that is gonna take off?
I don't look at music as like a way of like, oh, that's just another hustle. Like I love music. Music is life, right? Music can invoke emotions into you. It can take you back to certain memories. Like music is one of the most beautiful things that we have, right? Music for me, I don't think of it as like, oh, I wanna be the best at music, right? All my music is expressing how I feel in that moment, right? And I wouldn't pursue music as a career. I just love the fact that I can do it.
Or maybe not so much career, just for you to do it in the future.
Oh, I don't think I'll ever stop writing.
Okay.
Right, and I've got like friends that like Blaze, and I've got my cousin. And
Shout out to Blaze, because he came out to his own song as well, H-Town, at one of the News
The
of Fury
Martinsville
events.
one.
And I was like, yeah, man,
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, bro. So like, music for me is not something that I would pursue as a career, but I'll never stop. Like, I still write. It doesn't. I just get excited, and like I said before, like your talents are your gift from God. What you do with these talents are your gift back to God.
Yeah.
I'm asking this question because I am training with a elderly gentleman. He's in his, he's approaching 70, and he's still rolling, and he's training pretty hard, you know, for someone in a higher age. I don't know how his body feels, because I've never been 70-ish before. However, he was saying that, you know, he started doing more crafts and more other things, and, you know, little DIY projects, and he was saying, oh, I'm preparing for when I cannot roll and be competitive or be on the mats anymore, but I want to have a different outlet. So the question that I asked you stems from the experiences that I had with him in the conversation. So I just thought I'd throw it out there and see what is the motivation behind, other than, you know, your culture already, you know, like same as Te Ao Māori, you know, like it's all storytelling, singing, waiata, whakatoki, you know, like it's part of who the people are here, you know.
Yeah.
So I just thought
I've got a mind, like, if I see something or somebody doing something that I think that is cool, I'll be like, I wonder if I can do that.
Yeah.
Right? I'll give it a go. If I can't, that's fine. But if if there's a small chance that like I can, I go.
You want to find out?
I go all in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I go all in. I just like making the most of my time. Like during lockdown, I started learning how to code. Like I wanted to learn how to code, which is silly, because I was just like, well, we had all this time. All I did was train family code, like, you know, and I did a couple of courses online. It's so hard, bro. Like I was just like, this is not for me.
Yeah.
Like I needed to be doing.
Now you know it's not for you because you.
Because I tried it.
You just go, oh, it's really hard. Yeah, I believe you. Probably
Nah,
it's really hard.
I full on like I made 2 pages on this website that I was doing, and then that was all code, and I was so happy when I coded a header, and I was just like, holy, but it took like 2 hours.
Yeah.
And I was just like, but I gave it a go, and then I have so much respect for people who, you know, but I sometimes, and I think it was just like I watched something. Somebody goes, oh, I wrote the code for it last night. It's taken me a week. And I was just like, I wonder how hard coding is.
I've never tried it.
never. That's black magic to me.
Bro, there's so many things that I've tried. Like, just because I'm like, oh, that'll be cool.
But then you're like, oh, is that for me? Just to figure out, maybe because, you know, you can create a margin for you as well if you want to pursue it as a career. It can be independent and whatnot, but you're like, oh yeah, I can if I wanted to, but it's not for me.
I think it's interesting is it gives you a bigger palette for conversations. If you try things and a lot of different things for the sake of finding out what it is, when you engage in a conversation, let's say like, I don't know, 2 weeks from now with someone else who comes to the gym and he's like, I'm a coder, you'll know something about it. You'll be able to engage in more conversation depth.
Well, he already knows from
100 exactly versus like how much more welcome you can make him feel than most people in the gym who don't know anything about coding. You know what I mean? Like you can connect with other humans as a result of knowing a little bit about other things as well. They're just what excites you.
Yeah.
You know? Doesn't always have to be a benefit, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's I'll just do it because I feel like doing it. Like, it's not like.
So it should be.
There's no, like with the music, I actually worked with a guy that like was rapping for a while, and then like I write, and then I thought, I wonder if I can rap. So I started writing rhymes.
God, man, you're tempting me. Like singing and rapping and that sort of thing is like my one thing that I've always been able to
See,
do.
hopefully it rubs off, and you.
Now I'm like, well, now I know I need to do more of that because it frightens me, which is a sign that it's like, well,
Yeah.
beat something.
Yeah, but why not? Why not do it? That's the thing. Why not? Like it's just
I
like
think I'm a shit singer.
you'll be in the
So if it makes you happy,
Exactly, 100%.
it's up to us if we want to listen to it. You know.
yeah.
Everybody can sing.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, even if you fail, like you'll be in the same place that you were when you didn't do it.
Yeah.
You know, but now you've got this experience. You know now, oh nah, that's not for me. But not doing it and going, what if I could? Like, oh nah, I was just too scared. The fear of not being good at it stopped me from actually being good at it.
Man. All right, well, mark this episode. If and when I make a song, it's because of this conversation.
There you go.
Thank you, girls. Thank you.
Seal the deal. Shake his hand. What if, I think that is a beautiful bridge now into what I wanted to discuss. Like we're approaching the end. We're still a little bit away from it, but what if, let's focus on the here and now for a moment, and let's not get too far ahead, because I just wanted to know what is in the future, what are the other outlets, who, like pillars of who Carlos Hicks is, you know, like we talked about a lot by now, but I guess now the focus still is for you, your prime age, you know, when it comes to like a fighter between, that's what they say, between 30 and 35, this is where everything like comes together. You've got the prime age, you have a unique creative movement and fighting style, which everyone who's ever seen you fighting, they would agree. You've got incredible ring and octagon IQ, you know, just an overall fighting IQ, picking up on small things, knowing your body in space, you know, like what you have to do. Your self-belief, I don't think it's questionable by now, you know, everyone knows that we can tick that box too. And you've got 10 plus years of experience, you know, in the fighting game, which is fought in China, fought all over the world, you know. You've got the maturity, which is a huge part, you know, you're making less shitty decisions, like I think we all agree to that. What are you going to do? Where are you going to take this? Because your MMA career as such, when you look just at your record, some people would say is still at the beginning.
Yeah.
You only suffered one loss, and that was to a very significant injury that you recovered from well. I can't see any repercussions or anything from it, even from talking to you prior or like in the past. I said, no, it's all healed well. You just won your recent fight. What is going to happen? Like, where are you going to take this?
I'll either be signed or on the Contender Series next year.
For the UFC?
Yeah. Yeah.
What's the Contender Series exactly?
Do you want to explain it?
Oh, it's just so you have a fight to win a contract,
Okay.
So they bring,
or they'll just sign me.
yeah.
Right, okay.
So the UFC brings in prospects from around the globe to fight on the Contender Series. They made it a TV show. Tuesday's Contender Series, it runs on national television in the US. So they bring all these people in. You have like a fight, and it's 2 5-minute rounds, and if it's not even, you go to the third, I believe. So you have 10 minutes. Best case scenario, you get another 5 minutes to, you know, just get as much airtime as possible to make a name for yourself. And people like Sean O'Malley has like funky hair, tattoos, you know, a very, I think the fighting style is similar to yours, very creative, you know, like kicks and punches, you know, from like spinning crazy angles. And he broke through, and he's now about to challenge for, supposedly, we will see for a world title. He's in like
He's a global superstar.
Global superstar, you know, and no matter what happens from here, he like broke free, and this is the show that.
So next year, you reckon?
I reckon next year.
Nice.
Yeah, I have a fight June 10th.
Yeah.
I just need 3 good wins.
Yeah.
And
then you're away. Because I was about to put a little platform out here for you, or like a little template. So what are you going to do? You just mentioned it. Maybe you can fulfill or like complete the sentence, I will, and that would be, I will be signed by the UFC next year if it's on a Contender Series or like a full-blown contract, which usually they start, depends on the situation. I think that changes. How about in 5 years you will say that, or people will say that? Can you complete that one too?
He's still living his best life.
Aye. Yes.
That's a soundbite going to be used in 5 years.
And this section I put like a headline, not coded. I told you so section. Is there something that is like in the future you will say I told you so? Something else other than he's still living his best life?
I don't know. There's a few. I told you so. Like,
it will happen.
Yeah. Like I have this thing that I've put on, like, where it's like, I'm gonna be great. You notice now. I knew from the start. I'm true to my art. My heart beats in every bar. Like that's a bar.
That's a rhyme too.
That's a rhyme that I wrote. Like it's like where it's just like, I'm like how I said, like, I'm gonna be great. You notice now. I knew from the start. I'm true to my art. My heart beats in every bar. Like I'm like gonna be great. Right, I'm already great in Fiji. Like I'm already like these kids that, like, man, it's so funny. Like I was actually talking to somebody the other day, how many messages I get from Fijians all around the world. Like, say I got a cool one from UK. Like, hey brother, I forget how old he was, but he said, I just started kickboxing. I saw you on YouTube, and I think that is cool, like representing the Fijian culture. Like, there's a lot of Fijians now in New Zealand that have started fighting because, like, I've shown them, like, bruh, we don't have to play rugby. Like, you know, even though I only got into this because I couldn't make rugby training, which is weird, eh? Like, it's just like, but it's funny how the universe works. It's like I couldn't make rugby training, so it's pushed me into a path. So my drop in the ocean, all the ripples that I'm creating now, is because I couldn't make rugby training.
Leading from the front, man.
Yeah, 100%.
Carlos, you're just the mind of Carlos Hicks. Of course, you know, listening to this, you know, the rhyme in there, that was just like perfect, you know, like how, like that was just at this pinnacle, amazing. But the mind of Carlos Hicks, like, you're very self-aware and reflective. Like, other than wanting to be on a contender series, you know, like keeping yourself busy and like at an even keel with the music and all the other things that you do, you have a very successful professional career already on the rise. You know, you're like managing people and whatnot in the import-export section. What occupies your mind currently, and is there any recent learnings, favorite quotes and principles you live by? I know that we talked about the you know, you give love, you receive love, you treat people with respect the way you would like to be treated. Or is there any do's and don'ts that you follow, like just generally spoken?
No, I reckon just the do's and don'ts is like.
Can I give you a little?
Yeah.
I reckon the do's and don'ts and principles to live by, that's already ticked by just the, you know, treat people the way you would like to be treated. It's like those three that you mentioned, I think that's already like tick, tick, tick. Favorite quote, that rhyme that you just put in is perfect. I think we can insert this there. But how about, like, currently it seems like your mind goes from, you know, music, family, you've got business, you've got training, you're training people. There's a lot going on, but is there something off topic that we maybe forgot to mention, or that you would like to talk about that is currently very present in your being?
No, not really. Like, it's more just, I just don't want people to not do, like, my life is busy. I make time for things that I want to do, right? I just don't want people to not do things that they love because they're worried about, like, what people are going to think of them, what people are going to say. You know, I'm from Fiji, 1, grew up in South Auckland, 2, that's like two things that I shouldn't be where I am right now. Like, I don't know if you know much about South Auckland, but like, we're not meant to leave.
Make it anywhere, yeah.
We're not meant to leave. I had a teacher who was mad one day tell a group of boys, if you don't make it in rugby, you'll either be dead or in jail. Like that. You know, and we laugh about it then. We laughed about it then because, like, growing up in a low socio environment, not everybody has money, everyone comes from a single parent household. We laugh about it. Whenever we get critiqued, we just crack up about it because that's not the worst thing that's happening in my life right now. What you just told me.
Yeah.
Right? But thinking back, it's just like, that's what it is though. You know, there's like no, you're not supposed to do shit.
Yeah.
You know, you have no right. Imposter syndrome comes back.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, I've achieved all these things. Do I deserve all these things? You know?
How limiting that can be.
Yeah,
like,
for
why,
sure.
Why me out of all the people? You feel bad sometimes because you have some of these things, like maybe whether it's genetics, money, wealth, knowledge. Like I have all this, I want them to have it, but they don't have it. I feel kind of bad. Like,
but why not me? Why not me?
Yeah.
Why not me? You know?
What are you gonna do with it?
What am I gonna do with it? That's the massive thing. Hey, what am I gonna do with what I've been given? What I've been blessed with? What am I gonna do with that? Because like
gift.
Yeah, I've had, you know, I know millions of people who would love to have the fighting skills that I have, who would love to have met the people that I've met, right? Why should I waste that? You know?
You seem like the perfect person to ask this question to. I hope you don't mind me going. It's on the same line. So you say you got kids who are in that environment, South Auckland, low social economic area. They've got teachers saying things like, if you don't pass in this, you're going to be dead or in prison. That's a lot to deal with on top of maybe they've just broken up with their boyfriend, their girlfriend. The fundamental problem that I think people hold them back is they're afraid of what other people feel about what they do in their life. What advice would you give to these young teenagers?
Just go for it, really. Like don't let somebody else's opinion of you define who you are, you know, because like I said earlier, like what they think of you is none of your business. It's not, like, you know. And we had, I forget his name, Grant. He's a sports psychologist. I remember one of the coolest things that he did. I met him once. One of the coolest things that he said was, give yourself permission to be great. Like, give yourself permission. Like, you don't need anybody else's permission or thing to be who you want to be. You know what I mean? If you, like, most people give up on their dreams because they're too worried about what people are gonna say. Like, stuff that, go for that. Go for it. Like, what's the worst that could happen? You fail, but you tried, right? But you, on the journey to trying, you became a whole nother person. Now the next thing that you want to try, you've already, that first step of okay, I'll do it. Like, that's the scary thing there. You know what I mean? Walking towards the slaughter, walking towards the ring. That's scary, but then afterwards it's just like, that wasn't so bad. Yeah. You know what I mean? Regardless of the result, that wasn't so bad. You know, so like, if you have a dream, bro, if you want to do something, if you have skills, but you find yourself stopping because, say, your family, you know, a lot of the time your family are your biggest critics. Your family is the one that you can't do it. My uncle told me that don't fight. You can't be good at it. And my uncle loves me. I love my uncle, right? But when he said that, it was just like, nah, you can't do it. Yeah. You know, I can do it. I can do this. I hadn't even had a fight yet, but I was actually drinking in the garage with him. You know, when he told me that, like, years ago. You know, don't do that, because I just started training. So, but I was just like, nah, I can do this. Why can't I? Like, I can have a fight. You know, first fight, same thing. Like, imposter syndrome. Who told you could fight? Yeah. You shouldn't be fighting. Second fight, same thing. Imposter syndrome. You couldn't fight. Third time was just like, oh, maybe I could be good at this. Yeah. And then that was it. The rest is history.
Take it away.
50 plus across combat sports.
Yeah.
Now that we're talking. Wow. Did you get your answer?
I did. That was great.
Man, we bombarded you with questions and whatnot, but there is one section that we put in at the end, close to the end, where you actually get the chance to ask either me, Tim, or both of us, whatever you like, just to, you know, turn it around for once throughout this like whole process here. Is there anything? If not, we're just gonna move on to the next.
Culture-wise, Germany and New Zealand, what's the difference? Like, what was the biggest difference coming here that you found?
I would say the casualty of things. Like, if you tell me, it's funny because I know that, you know, island time is a real thing now. I've experienced it here.
So you're surprised. You think, oh, yeah.
I experienced it here in New Zealand multiple times, but I had one cool example actually with Carlos where we had a training session and everyone was there early, warmed up and da-di-da. To say that you had to drive 50 minutes or so to get there, but everyone was like, Carlos is going to get here and he's going to come here with like a big smile, get out of the car and things going to be fine. And it turned out to be that way. Like, you came like at least 40 minutes late. Yeah. Got out of the car, big smile, and I was like, Carlos, here you are. And it was, you know, we still had a great time, you know, we got the training done. No one was like, because everyone knew that was not like to take the piss. Something must have happened, or, you know.
We honestly, like this island time thing, it's not, you don't try to be late. You know, I honestly try to be on time. Like, I genuinely try, bro. Like today, because of 9 o'clock, I set my alarm for 6:45. Like, I genuinely try.
You got another buffer for kids?
Bro, yeah, that's it. Kids, my wife, I had to make my daughter's breakfast. Like, I had to get ready just to make sure, like, my wife, she had a client. Like, there's so many things. And like, sometimes I blame my wife, right? Because I'm just about to walk out hey, can you just do this, please? And it's just like, I gotta go, man. It's like, oh, okay. You know, and then I come here and you can't explain, like, sorry, I had to do this for Naomi. Like, it's a real thing. Yeah. Like, it's a genuine. Unfortunately, I'm the one that's brought it to most people's lives. Carlos is gonna be late.
And you know, we all have our flaws. And if that's one of yours, which I don't think it is, you know, it's like we can laugh about it. It's like, you know, he's gonna be here eventually. Yeah. And if you actually need him, he's gonna be there for you. You know, he's gonna give you the energy. And we touched base on that too. But yeah, for me, that's what it was. If you tell me to be somewhere at 9 o'clock, I'll be there at 8:55 sharp. I have my food ready. I have my you know, I have my training gear. Everything is gonna be prepared, and I'm gonna be there. What are we gonna do? It's about to be 9 o'clock. Where's everyone? And he was like, oh yeah, 9 o'clock. When my trainer back home or my sensei would be like, oh, like, we've got training on Saturday at 9. You're gonna be there 9 in the dojo, dressed, warmed up, your gear ready, you are hydrated.
You're ready for
when he steps into the dojo, you're ready to, whatever he's gonna tell you instructions, you're ready to like go. And he was like, people come, they take their thongs off, they step on the mat, they have a catch up about the weekend, and then they slowly, you know, start training. They may wander off to like get a drink, or maybe then you look across the room and they have like a coffee chat. They just got a coffee, and I was like, "What? You getting a coffee? Like, I thought we were training." And just getting used to that, you know, like, took me a while to like switch, because Germans, many Europeans, like Swiss people, it's like bam, 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 bam. But at the same time, you know, talking about learning experiences, it helps me a lot. I benefit a lot from it. Like, look at today. Like, I organized, communicated everything with you. It was a long process to like get here and sit here, talking you through, giving you the invitation, like knowing where to be, what to do, what to bring, how to set it up. Like, at the same time, as much as I can joke about myself now being so anal about certain things, but now it's like I get the best parts from both worlds. Like, I'm not too much anal. I enjoy the casualty, and now it's like, okay, man, I live in Raglan. Like, people it's all chuckers hanging loose, and, you know, shall we go for surf, or maybe see you tomorrow? It's all pretty chill, you know. So I reckon
that's balanced you out a bit.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But even work-wise, you know, like, I joked about this in the past, but when I worked in Australia, when the machines and whatnot, do you remember the story? Would stand still and there was no maintenance to do, like, and I would start like picking things up, like refilling certain things, you know, like looking if all the documentation's right, and then people pull me apart and say, mate, what are you doing?
Relax.
Fucking, you make us look bad. Just go and get a coffee.
Yeah.
Like, if there's no work, we're not working. I was like running on 50% German efficiency. I was like, man, that's still 140 here, and I can get by with so much
I was
less.
just gonna say that. Best part about it is that it makes it easier.
Or training with like, when we do certain reps with the strength and conditioning, and someone is like, oh, like our good friend Ezra Bergen, for instance, who was just on the show recently. He's like, oh, how many reps did I do? I was like, you've done 8 on this side, so you got to do 4 more here. Like, I cannot help it. Like, I've been so conditioned from an early age, always had to work, always had to get shit done. Excuse my English, but my dad was just drilling this into me, you know, like this crazy work ethic that we possess back home. And yeah, I still, like, as much as I hated it back then, every Saturday, every day, you know, I had to do my chores. Every school holidays, there was no holidays. Like, for the first, I think it's 12 weeks, the summer break's 12 weeks. The minimum was 6 to 8 I would go and have to work. But then, you know, save up the money to eventually pay for my driver's license and car. You know, my dad would always make sure. And now it pays dividend, you know. But that is the biggest casualty, you know, like, talked about like my car being written off now because it's, you know, it pooped itself. Back home is like you get a tiniest scratch when someone like reverses, oh, I gotta call insurance, like what was your insurance details and that, and now it's like, oh yeah, it's not too bad, eh?
Yeah. What's happened to it? Oh, it's just not. It's not running.
Now the matter of fact is it driving, not like worrying about like the outside or the interior. I still do, but you know, it's like came down quite a bit. So that is, at least for me, to answer your question.
Yeah.
I hope that I gave you a good giggle, eh?
Yeah, I love it. That was cool. Like, it takes me back. So the whole laid back attitude, and my wife saying that I'm too laid back. When we first started dating, it was so random. We came out of my apartment and my car got stolen. Yeah. It was like, my car just...
Sorry, now we can laugh about it.
My car got stolen, and like, my car was just not there. And like, we kind of walked out, and I was just like, I stopped with her, and I was just like, damn, I'm sure I parked my car there. And she's like, what? I go, my car, it's not there. And she starts freaking out, and I was just like, damn, should we go eat? Like, should we go eat?
Yeah, what are you gonna do about it now?
Should we go eat? And she's just like, what are you not doing? And I was just like, it's gone, like, let's go eat and then we can go to the police station. Like, I don't care about it. And this was just before
set the tone for the relationship.
That was it. It was just like, my car's gone, what are we doing? You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, we went to the thing, we actually found it in Morrinsville, so we went and got it again.
See? Not a worry in the world. It's gonna come back.
And you, brother, what made you want to do the edits?
Making videos.
Do you know what's funny? And this, you could probably like have the soundbite too. When I started seeing your videos, I thought, I wonder if I can do that.
I love it.
Well, you probably can.
You know? So like, I just downloaded, what do you call it? Vid Show, which is like a free
Video
thing.
editing.
Yeah,
Do you know it?
No.
Nah, it's
I might have seen it at some point.
it's so low tech compared to what you would be used to.
Bro, you should see him editing afterwards. Like,
I actually use most, like 65% of the edits I do, I use a free app on my phone.
Oh yeah.
It's called CapCut.
Yeah. CapCut. I seen that. What made you wanna? Because you're really talented, bro.
Thank
so
you, brother.
it's mean.
I agree. I'm fucking good.
Yeah. Yeah, bro.
It all started. I was selling cars at Toyota. I was selling brand new vehicles in Tauranga, and I guess I'd always been interested in videos. If I look back, I used to make videos of myself doing like parkour and free running in high school. I was more interested in showing people my edits than the physical movements.
Yeah.
But it was when I was selling cars I realized the business opportunity, and I was taking photos of the cars for Trade Me. I thought, all right, when bought and sold a few things, then afford a $150 camera like this, and I started taking photos on that and researching and figuring out how to do the angles better, and then people started saying, fuck, this looks like the stuff that Toyota New Zealand's making, and I was like, okay, maybe that's the photos. What about started playing around with videos? Okay, how can I? And I got on camera. I'm trying to find the footage somewhere if I could, because it was absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
The microphone, like trying to make a Toyota ad in the hopes that they would then feature it. And they're like, you're so close, it just doesn't have the right resolution, or it's not. It's like, that was probably where that passion started, where I realized I was more interested in trying to sell something or create a video digitally than doing it face to face. But funnily enough, now that I'm self-employed, both are extremely important. Makes it so much easier now. But I couldn't say what exactly made me want to, but I've always had this thing about film. I like watching movies that make you feel something, even if it is not like horror. I don't really like horror movies, but like something that's like a feeling of loss or love, or the fact that someone's able to put so much writing and thought, work with a team, and individually they're the best at their craft, to then make the story in such a way where you can alter your physiology. I think that's incredible and an amazing tool to be able to use for good or evil.
Yeah.
And so currently at the moment I'm working, I've got so many, like a catalogue. When I hear songs, I run through the same sequence, and it's not something I've seen and I'm replicating like some of my stuff. This is all organic, but I have to wait till I get to a certain level before I can actually create that.
Create it, yeah.
Equipment, or I need access to certain organisations. But one of the things I really want to do is create meaningful content that will make a difference in society. So we have problems in society with like drugs and alcohol. You see a lot of the drink driving ads, they go down that same theme of video that I wanted to be an expert in, which is telling a story about someone and showing the raw reality of the result.
Invoking emotion.
100%, like this is what's going to happen. If you don't do this, you're going to be dead or in prison. What does that look like? Here, let me show you. Because this is fast forward 10 years. This is your future self. Finding a way to, how I can do that, it's weird, but that's probably where it happened, is when I was selling cars and someone first said to me, hey man, this looks like the stuff the professionals do. I'm like, well, I get paid from you guys, so basically
I'm a professional,
I'm not agreeing with those no's when someone told you, it's not, the resolution is not quite right.
It's like, I'm not there yet.
Fuck you,
I
do it again.
You yet, but look, I have your attention, and it made me realize, it's not Toyota, it's Jim. It's Toyota marketing team is 2 people. All I have to do is convince those 2 people, and then I have the team on my side. So then it lowers the barrier when you look at like Audi, Mercedes, and all these Louis Vuitton big brands. They're individual people. If I can just meet them, and I can show them, and I can get in their face somehow, or get good enough, I can do it.
Are you on LinkedIn?
Not very active, to be honest, bro. Like, it's one of those things I need to be on there more.
So that's like, how you have a goal, the who you know part comes in. That's it. Like you want that, make your connections,
100%.
Talk about the people.
I mean, I could talk about that stuff for days, so it's dangerous asking me those questions.
It's good, bro. It's interesting, brother. Like I'm all about people's passions, like, right? You know what I mean? Like it's like you do you, like, and it's beautiful. Like it's you, like why not? Why not do it?
It's a cool feeling when you ask someone a question and then you realise, that's a hot topic for the person. It's like, let me tell you about it. Like, cool, man. And you love, because you know how valuable it is to you when someone listens to you about it. You're like, I'm just going to be engaged. Tell me about it, man. Tell me about it, because you get something from it too.
I feel this energy. I feel this passion. It's just like, man, you really love this.
Yeah, you get it.
So it's just like, I know what that feels like. Different. We're talking about a different thing, but the emotion is still the same.
100%.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on here. A lot of exchanges. Good. I like it. Lastly, Carlos, there's a section where you can just freely speak now, thank people, give a shout out, wrap it up before I just, send us off into the weekend. Is there anyone other than Naomi, Ethan, Chap, other people that you would like to thank? Is there anything you want to send a message towards someone?
Maybe even a message to your future self.
Yeah.
Because this is going to be around forever.
Now is the time.
What's my final message? The thoughts. If I'm sending a message to myself, I just want to say I'm proud of you for not stopping, for doing what you said you were going to do, and believing in yourself, and to everybody else, like, you have to believe in yourself. You have to understand how great and powerful you are, regardless of your background or your upbringing. Like, be your biggest fan, don't dim your light just because it's shining in somebody's eyes.
Yes.
You know, just because somebody's uncomfortable because of how you perceive yourself, it's none of your business, right? That's their problem, they're projecting. Love one another, man. Be good to each other. Like, life's too short, you know, to be a dick. Don't be a dick. You know, help out when you can. Just try and be as true to yourself as you can. You want to do something, do it. You don't have the tools to do that, go find the tools. You know, go find the people that can point you in that direction. Don't just go, oh nah, that's too hard, I won't do it. Because you're just, in 10 years time, you'll still be in the same position that you were in when you thought about it, right? Yeah, love, care, treat others the way that you want to be treated, and remember you're great.
Boom, done.
That's like the biggest thing my pet mum ever taught me, and I still remember. Treat others the way you want to be treated. Treat others the way
It's the golden rule, they call
It
it.
just makes so much sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
But you hear it over and over again, so it sounds like you're
It's good to get reminded though.
It is.
Every once in a while.
Well, it's basic. You forget about it, like.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's basic,
Yeah.
you know.
Right.
Reciprocation.
All right, let's wrap it up, boys.
Plan.
Thanks to you, Tim, Adapt Media. If you have anything in regards to media, wanted to do it goes from, we didn't put like any limitations on it. It goes from, if you want to have a commercial to like a wedding video to whatever you can think of. If it's out there, if the thought exists, please
Come talk to me. I solve problems.
Yeah, and we honored the Fijian culture in the beginning with the greeting, and in the end, I just want to, you know, give back to the people here in Aotearoa, New Zealand. So I'm going to say matewa and kia pai tora. Have a beautiful day. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Carlos. Amazing. We do it again.
Thank you,
when you're the champ, maybe, or I don't know where the future is going to take us. You, who knows? Thank you, and that's a wrap.